Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to learn how to use transition legacy command. So, in this tutorial, we are going to basically cover three parts. Basic understanding of transition, then we are going to understand how to control the arrows, then at last we are going to understand the bridge curve, like how the bridge curve is going to be get manipulated in the transition command. So as you can see here, transition, and in the bracket you can see legacy is written. Now what do you mean by legacy? Legacy means those commands which are there in the previous versions of NX and still going to be get used in the newer versions but with no improvements. However, there are some new commands has been introduced in the newer versions which supersedes these legacy commands. Supersedes means which overrule these commands. So bridge is the command which supersedes this transition legacy command. As you can see here, at the last statement, it is mentioning in the definition that bridge supersedes this command. Now, let's read the definition to start this video. So, as per the definition, it creates a feature at the intersection of two or more sectional shapes. That means if we have two or more than two sectional shapes, then we can use the transition legacy command. What is meant by transition? Transition means it is going to create a surface which is going to join two sectional shapes. As simple as that. Okay. So let's start with this. So I'm just going to have the basic only in the graphics window and I'm just going to hide them. We will have a deep dive on these two understandings also, but first let's start with the basic one. Press home. Now here you can see we have yellow surface and the maroon surface. I need to have a surface in between them. How we can do that? Now just go to the transition legacy and here for once just reset the command. I would suggest you to make this your practice to reset the command when you are going to use the command for the very first time. Now here I'm just going to select these edges, these front edges. So just select them like this. Now count with me. There are 5 edges total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So here I have to do the same, but first store this value. Like you can click on add new set or press MB3. Okay. So this is the second set and this is how it is going to get completed. Here in the list you can see list section 1 we have this and section 2 we have this. So this is how it is going to get appear in the graphics window like this. So this is how you use the transition, and I have let you introduced with the need of transition, that why do we need the transition. This is why do we need the transition. We need a surface between two sectional shapes, then we are going to use that. Now we are going to improve this definition, what I have just said, like two sectional shapes. We can have this command to be get used for more than two sectional shapes. Now let's see how. So I'm just going to give it to basic. Now hide this basic. Just let's go to the arrow and press home. Now we have here more than two sectional shapes, and my idea behind this is that I need a surface which is going to join all the 4 sectional shapes without intersection. Now let's check with the transition legacy that how we are going to generate the surface which is not going to be self-intersected. Okay, so first I'm just going to select this. Now my question is that can I select this, this or this, which needs to be get selected. So you can write your answers in the comment that what should be get selected next, whether pale red, green or pink. So I hope you have comment below. So I'm just going to start. Basically, you can select any of these. Why so? Let me just show you. Suppose if I just select the green one, so I'm just going to select green one and then I'm just going to select this pink one. Now you can see there comes an intersection. These are the bridge curves. Basically, these orange colored curves are said to be as bridge curve. We will have the example for the bridge curve understanding on also, but for now, just have the term to be clear with you that these are said to be the bridge curve. Now, your next step is that we can reverse the direction with double click on this arrow. So just double click here and you can see these are not getting intersected anymore. Now store this value again with the MB3, or you can click here on add new set. Then we have to just select this one also. Now press MB3. But before that, I'm just going to reverse this direction. Now it is not getting reflected, so I'm just going to delete this and again just have the selection for this, and I'm going to reverse this. Now click on OK, and this is how it is going to get appeared in the graphics window. Now you can see we got a very smooth surface in the graphics window without any disturbances or without any self-intersection of surface. So this is how you can use the transition. So we have gone through the simple, like why do we need the transition, what is the transition, and where do we use the transition. The second thing is that we have understood about the arrow direction, that when creating the transition among different sectional shapes, we have to take care of the bridge curve, that those should not get intersected. And how we can control that? By controlling the direction. Okay, so we have to just double click on that particular direction and check how they are intersecting and how we can remove that. So this is how it is going to get done. So now I'm just going to give this to understanding about arrow and then hide this. Now we are left with the bridge curve understanding. So this is how it is going to get appear. Bridge curve understanding. Basically, bridge curve needs the tangency. That's why I have taken some surfaces which are going to get generated a transition between here and keeping the relation of the tangency. Now let's go to the transition, and I'm just going to select this one and then this one. Now if I just click on apply, so this is how it is going to get appear. Now you can see, just let me just show you. So these are basically tangent to each other. Like you can see how beautifully it has been appeared in the graphics window. Now just delete this. I'm just going to have some changes here. So just going to select this, press MB3, then this. Now I'm just going to have some disturbances with this. So let's start with understanding the constraint faces. For the section 1, the constraint face is this. And for the section 2, the constraint face is this. Constraint face means this is going to be get related to the continuity while giving the relation. So if I just give the tangency here, so it will take the tangency with this face. If I just give the tangency to this at this point, so it will give the tangency relative to this face. Okay. Now we have the support curves here. Like what is the support curve? So if I just click on show all points of section, so I can see that what is the point 1, this is the point 1, and this is the point 2. I can add more points, like this is the point 2, this is the point, and keep on adding. So this is how we can have the multiple curves here. So basically it is not asking you about to draw some point. Basically you can have the point by clicking on here, and you can adjust the shape at that particular point. Now I'm just going to close this. Why so? Because I need to show you something else apart from support curves. I hope support curves are clear with you, but we are going to have the deep dive about the support curves, but later on, once we are going to complete with the shape control. So I'm just going to have this, then this, then go to constraint face. For the section 1 this is the face, and for the section 2, this is the constraint face. Now let's directly jump to shape control. Now you can see the bridge curve, and we are already familiar with the bridge curve, like what is bridge curve. Now here, how many curves are there? 1 and 2, and these two said to be bridge curves. So this is the bridge curve 1, and we have bridge curve 2. Now just focus on the bridge curve 1. I can decrease the tendency like this and this. We can give it to 0.01. 0.01 is the minimum limit. If I just go below, so it will throw an error. You can see start must be greater than or equal to 0.01. So I'm just going to have the 0.01 and click on apply. Now you can see how it has been done. Let me just cancel this and just go to transition once again. I'm going to select this one and this one. And first, let me just hide this. Now again, just go to transition, this one and this one. And now click on OK. So this is with the tendency, or we can say as basic. And here we have disturbed the tendency. That means we are near about to position. So let's highlight this. So I'm just going to color this so that we can have the deep understanding about this. Now you can see this is how we have changed the entire orientation of the surface. Like with the basic, you can see it is smoothly merging with the surfaces with the cyan and the blue one. However, for the case of position, this has been disturbed. So this is how you can disturb the tendency. It is all up to you that whether you need the tendency or not. It is all up to you. Okay. So we are going to analyze one more feature of this. So basically, I'm just going to hide this. Now again, select this one and this one. Now let's go to the support curves. So this is the 0.1 and this is the 0.2. I'm just going to add some points. So for this, I'm just going to now for the 0.3, which is this one, I'm just going to increase the position. So here it is going to be. And for the 0.4, it is okay. So we have introduced only two curves here. So I can manipulate them. Now at these particular curves, you will get a sharpness at the surface. Let me just show you. Just click on OK. Now you can see this is how we can, differentiate the face. Let me just go to face. So here we can get the different faces. This is why we use the, position curves. Let me just again just go to the transition and add it with rollback. Here are the support curves. So basically the idea behind using the support curve is that to differentiate the faces. Like this is 1, 2, and 3. So if I have not used these position or the curves, which is going to be these ones, so it would be a singular surface. Like in the basic, let me just show you. This is the basic, and if I just hide the transition, so you can see this is going to be the smooth singular surface. And if I just go with the curves, like the support curves as per the particular term which has been used in the transition, so these are the support curves, and you can see we can control the surface more easily after using this. If I want to pull this, offset this, anything what I want to do, I can simply do this. Now let's have a quick recap for this. I'm just going to have activate the basic and understanding of arrows. Now let's press home. So at first we had the basic understanding of the transition command. Then we have some modulation or advancement of the transition command, like how we can use the transition command on different sectional shapes, which are going to be more than 2 numbers in count. Along with that, we have also studied about how to generate the surface using the transition without any intersection. And in addition to that, we have the control on the bridge curve using the direction vector. And at last, we have understood about the continuity, that how we can disturb the continuity and what are support curves and what are constraint faces. So that is all in this video. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have learned something new from this video, please do hit a like, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our channel. Thank you so much.